Doing a new format today because a lot of you guys are complaining that you don't have ultra wide monitors and my videos don't look good. So I'm trying it on 1920 by 1080. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys remember when Andrew House released this video? This was taken on December, what was the date here? I just saw it. December 15th, 2015. This was the day that Andrew House and the PlayStation crew announced that the newly laid off Hideo Kojima of Konami fame and fortune was going to sign an exclusive partnership to release an exclusive, console exclusive game on the Sony PlayStation 4. And we now know that game to be Death Stranding. What I was found interesting about this video in particular was that it is a console exclusive because, as a very few eagle-eyed fellow Redditors have pointed out, the game doesn't say console or PlayStation exclusive anywhere. A lot of people think this will ultimately make its way over to PC. Now, a lot has happened since this video came out with Hideo Kojima. Notably, he signed some sort of interesting partnership with Guerrilla Games where they released their entire source code to Horizon Zero Dawn, in which Hideo Kojima built upon Death Stranding. I believe he built up a talent of engineers and they kind of inserted themselves into Guerrilla Games and vice versa with Kojima Productions, and they began a really lucrative partnership. So ultimately, that led to Death Stranding, which we have now seen a pretty nice 8-minute trailer on, which launched today, May 29th, 2019. And it showed off some gameplay and some story elements and largely built on that Horizon Zero Dawn game engine. But the part that I'm most excited about is the Collector's Edition, which was also announced today. We'll be launching day and date with the game, and that's coming in November, believe it or not. So take a look again. This was announced back in December 2015. Less than 3 years later, we have Death Stranding, and we got to see some amazing gameplay of it today. The Collector Edition is going to run you $200 US, and it comes with some interesting things. I went ahead, as I recommend to everybody who may be interested in this, pre-order it now. Pre-order it now. I know this is going to sell out. It always sells out, and in a week or two, somebody's going to come to my video and say, hey, it's sold out. How do I get one? Well, you don't, because they're sold out. Now, sometimes people do cancel pre-orders, and there might be a small stock increase right at the very end. But if you're interested or you think you're interested, get it now, pay later, or cancel it later. What is $200 going to get you? Well, Sony has done a very good job, I think, of PlayStation exclusive collector editions. Look at God of War, look at Spider-Man, look at The Last Guardian, look at Horizon Zero Dawn, just to name a few. They're all really nice collector editions, ones that I own and I think really stand up to other collector editions in terms of value. Now, I think because this has the Kojima seal of approval on it, you're paying the Hideo Kojima tax, which is why this runs slightly more expensive at $200. The question you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? Well, you know the game's going to cost $60, so think of everything else I'm about to show you on this screen. Is it worth $140? Which you have to ask yourself. So working my way right to left, we have a pre-order bonus content. Now, you're going to get this regardless if you pre-order the regular game. They also have a collector's edition, which I'm talking about now. And then they have like kind of mid-tier, like a digital collector's edition. So regardless of any of those editions you get, if you pre-order, you're going to get the following. You're going to get some cosmetics, including gold Sam glasses, a gold armor plate, a gold hat, and a gold speed skeleton. You're also going to receive a PSN avatar of Ludens, which is the famous mascot of the Kojima production with the tagline, I'll keep coming. You're also going to get the PS4 dynamic theme. So that's for everybody who pre-orders. Now, let's start talking about collector edition exclusive things. You're going to get the gold power skeleton, the gold armor plate level 2, and the gold all-terrain skeleton. Now, based on what I can tell in the little bit of gameplay footage we saw today, this is an open-world traversal game. You're going to be doing a lot of running and riding and climbing, etc., fighting monsters. So it makes sense that there's going to be some RPG elements, like armor, or different things to build up your character, different cosmetics to stand out in the crowd. They definitely talked a lot about this being a social game. So I would absolutely expect there to be a lot of social elements to this, probably a lot of multiplayer or cosmetic kind of vanity stuff, which is why they're giving you all these like gold sunglasses clearly, so you can kind of show off to your friends like, hey, look what I got. You're also going to get the Death Stranding Timefall original music from the World of Death Stranding, which is available as a digital music album, and you're getting a behind-the-scenes digital video. So, unfortunately, these are things you do not hold. They're probably a voucher, similar to what God of War's Collector Edition was, where they gave away the digital comic book and the digital soundtrack. So these will be things you will be able to play probably only on your PlayStation 4. I don't think you'll be able to put this in your truck or a other CD player like I like to do, obviously in my truck. So I don't think you're going to be able to make MP3s out of these. Now, there's probably some creative people who can figure out a way to stream it and rip it or whatever, but it's not going to be a traditional music CD that you have that you can put in a player. The following is also true for the behind-the-scenes digital video. It will probably be some sort of application that pulls content off of a website. Now, those kind of things interest me, but as a collector, I think most of us can agree we prefer to have those in our hand, and it's nice to have these things on your Blu-ray shelf next to your other things when you want to pop it in and watch it. This is going to tether you to your PlayStation 4, and it's something that I'm not completely thrilled about. You're also going to get 10 different PlayStation Network character avatars. There you can see Ludens front and center. There's 9 other ones. Most likely the characters of the game. If you're curious on who those are, watch the trailer that they released today. It's about 8 minutes long. Towards the end, they do a snapshot of all the major characters. Most of us are familiar with Norman Reedus from Walking Dead. He'll be playing the main character of Sam. I suspect you'll get portraits of all of their heads. This is very similar to what PlayStation did with Uncharted 4. So I expect those are the other avatars you're going to get. You're also going to get a cargo case, which is pretty large. I've seen some websites, I'm pulled up Polygon here, but there's a lot of sites that are showing off this as a life-sized case and a life-sized baby pod inside. Now, I'm not entirely sure that's true. Maybe life-size to what the gameplay is showing off, where you have a small baby kind of strapped to your chest, but I think children are probably a little bigger than this. There are unfortunately no dimensions provided. All I can look at is the custom steelbook case next to the box and next to the blue case for scale. The Ludens keychain, they said, is not to scale, so do not look at that. But think about how big a PlayStation 4 game is. Look at that case, look at the figure inside, think of the padding, etc. I don't really think it's life-size, but I digress. What you're going to get is you're going to get the case and the infamous baby, the BB pod with the baby inside, and that is really the whole core of this game. All the trailers launch around this baby who's going to bridge the gap. I believe they call him the bridge baby, to rebuild society. And there's something very important in this game messaging about that. So Kojima felt that that should be the kind of centerpiece of the collector edition. Now, I don't have kids. I don't even like kids. So odd for a lot of us to think that we would want a baby as a collector's item, but maybe it'll have some more significance later. Maybe it will mean more to us. Maybe it'll be a symbol of something. I'm not entirely sure. I think they could have picked some other things maybe, but I also understand Kojima is trying to keep his cards close to the chest on this one. So there's probably a lot of stuff that they are not showing us about the game, specifically a lot of the enemies you're going to be facing, some of the other NPCs you may be interacting with, weaponry you're going to be using, etc. So in that sense, I can understand why they chose to go the quote-unquote safe route by picking a baby. But that said, it's just a little different than I think what a lot of people wanted. That said, if you're interested in the pod, it's going to come with the actual baby in the case. I do not believe that case opens up. And I'm not talking about the blue carrying case. I'm talking about the actual pod with the baby inside. I think it's like in the game, it's in some sort of like fluid or something. So my understanding is that is sealed. You're also going to get a nice blue carrying case so you can carry your baby around to show your friends. And you're also going to get a custom steelbook, including the full PlayStation 4 game, and a Ludens keychain, which has been enlarged to show detail, probably a standard size keychain, no more than 1.5 inches long. So there you guys have it, a look at the Death Stranding Collector Edition running at $200. I try not to be too negative in videos like this because there are passionate fans either way, and there's a lot of collector editions that are extremely near and dear to my heart that some of my friends look at and go, that's really dumb, and it pisses me off, honestly. So I'm going to try to be more positive in my videos. That said, I think they could have done better with this. I think Death Stranding is going to be a phenomenal game. I think it's going to sell infinite amounts of volume. Based on the live stream I saw today of how many people watching it slowly reveal, I think you're going to have a lot of fans of Kojima who are going to blindly buy it. I am definitely one of those. Although the open world element does intrigue me as well, I just love Kojima so much, I will blindly buy whatever he endorses because, video game related, obviously, because he's that special of a creator to me, and Metal Gear is very near and dear to my heart. I don't know how I feel about spending a lot of money for a big plastic case and a baby model, though, when there are, I think, other cooler, iconic images that we have seen. Definitely the initial launch trailer they showed of Mads coming through with the black tears coming down his face. I think that would have made a really cool collectible item, but I don't know how important he is to the story. I don't know how pivotal he is. And a lot of collector editions like to focus on the positive. Very rarely do you see a collector edition that has a statue of a villain. I mean, I just did talk about Ghost Recon Breakpoint a few weeks ago, where the collector edition statue is actually the main villain. So that's actually really, really cool. But that's very, very rare. Typically, you're always going to get the hero or some sort of hero pose or the hero doing something great. You're not going to get the bad guy. So if Mads is the bad guy, which it's kind of led to believe he is the bad guy, I could understand why PlayStation doesn't want to embrace that. And the baby is really the most iconic thing. It's definitely very Kojima quirky-ish. So in that sense, it's very easily recognizable. My question to you guys is, are you interested in this collector edition? Is it something that you think you want to get? Are you happy with just the game, or do you want to vie for the digital collector edition, which will include the exclusive in-game items and everything to the right hand of the screen, but will forego the actual physical stuff? So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like the new format, the new resolution, because it took me a while to set up, and I'm an ultra wide guy, but I'm willing to put up with a smaller monitor if it makes you all happy. With that, I'm going to thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.